Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's video, we're going to be looking at the Aneng 3008 Mini Pen Multimeters. You can read right there. There's a picture of it. I've actually already got it out of the box here. Back side of the box, you can see this thing is made in China. There's really nothing else on the box. I have no idea what that QR code goes to if you want to scan and go check that out. But this is essentially like $25.99 right now on the Prime Big Day deal. I think I paid like 32 bucks for it. I bought mine before the Prime Day deal started. But back in my SC45 video, so I'm using this currently. Open my truck drawer, grab it real fast. This is if I'm going into crawl space, attic, or just a really quick call. It's kind of got my necessities in it to do most little bitty jobs, stuff like that. Well, I mentioned in that loadout video, I'd really like to have a multimeter of some sort, but I just couldn't find anything. More so the test leads along with a meter that would fit in here and wad up without it just being, too clustered. Well, I had several of you mention like a Fluke 100 or 101. I can't remember the exact number, like the Pocket Fluke. And then several of you also mentioned this one right here, which is the Aneng 3008 Mini Pen Multimeter. So it's essentially a non-contact voltage tester, which is what I'm carrying in my SC45 right now. Very similar in size to that of the Sandtronics 3000. Well, this one is a non-contact voltage tester, but it also has all sorts of other things: capacitance, AC voltage, DC voltage, continuity, all those things. Along with, I can also plug up that common lead, go in and get actual voltages and stuff like that. And I only have to carry one lead with me, a little bit shorter lead, so I can probably fit this in here. So in this video, I'm going to go over what's in the box, and then I'm also going to show it testing a few things like a capacitor, voltage, compared to that of my Fluke 324, within the hopes to help you decide if maybe this might be a good fit for you. But let's go ahead and jump into what you get in the box. So in the box, you are going to get, of course, the pen multimeter. It comes with this lead kind of put into there. It has that little red protective boot that you can slide on and off of it to where only your tip is showing out. So that way, if you just want to touch something, it kind of protects you from going against something. And then you get this black lead here that plugs into the back side. That is so that you can, again, get voltages and checking out with both sides. Other than that, inside this box, you are going to get 2 AAA batteries. That's what comes with it. It actually only takes one, so they give you 2, and it goes in right here. Very simple to change that in and out. I have no idea how long the battery lasts on these. Again, I just got this. And then other than that, you're essentially going to get a lot of accessories where you can change it out. So if I want to use this, they also give me an alligator clip. It's a little bit hard to get up in there and figure out exactly where it clicks in, so you can kind of feel around. And then now I've got an alligator clip that I can put onto that lead to hook onto a wire if I want to. And then they essentially give you all sorts of different ends. So you can essentially, if you take this boot off, you can unscrew these, take all these out, and replace them with these. So you've got one that's a little flatter. You've got a super long pin right there. You've also got kind of more of a round stock one. And then you also have this one here, a little shorter, but also a little bit more of a point. And I think I saw a bulb one in there somewhere that I didn't see just now. Yeah, so then you get that one right there as well. So essentially just a bunch of different accessories. You get this one here, just about missed that one. Screw this on, so if you want to attach it to something and actually leave it on there while you're going around with the other one, you could do that as well. I don't know that I'll ever end up using all those, but it is nice that they give them to you. But that's really all you get in the box. Let me get my little red protector back on. Features wise, whenever we actually get into the pen multimeter itself, you're going to turn it on right here. You're going to see auto come up, and I'm going to show you some of these, not all of these, in action. Auto's just like every other meter that you've seen out there that has auto. You can leave it on that. When you go over to something that's DC, like a battery, it's going to show you DC voltage. When you go into a receptacle, it's going to show you AC voltage. All that's going to come into play. If I keep scrolling through there, though, if I don't want to use auto, I can go into this one's DC. That one there is AC. Here is, I think, the microfarads for the capacitance. Here is continuity or resistance. And then it has Celsius temperature. So right now it's 29 degrees Celsius in here. Or I can go over to Fahrenheit and it is 84 degrees. So it does have temperature. And then it's got hertz as well. And then we're going to be back at auto. So that's all if you select through there. Now if I get into this one up here, this button, you can kind of see flashlight. If I press and hold that, you're going to get a flashlight come on. Not super bright. I don't think you're actually going to use this as a full-blown flashlight, but if you're working in a dark panel, it's going to help you see a little bit better. Press and hold it again. Going to turn that off. Now if I press that button, You have EF. That's essentially non-contact voltage tester. That's, electric field instead of non-contact voltage tester. So it's going to see if you detect an electric field. That's what that's going to do. Then you have live. That allows you to know if you've got voltage by actually using the test lead going into something without having the other lead plugged up. So I could take this, stick it into a receptacle, and if it goes off, I've got live, AC voltage. I can press that again, and now I go into phase detection. I don't have anything at my house that's 3-phase that I can kind of check for you with that, but it will basically tell you the rotation, and then you get back to electronic field. So that's all the features of it, all the things that you get in the box as well. Now let me go ahead and show it to you a little bit in action, and again, compare some of those readings with my Fluke. So I changed my lighting a little bit. You might see some shadows. I'm doing that so you can read this screen a little bit better. I have zero problem seeing this in that bright light. I'm just doing that so that it kind of shows a little bit better as far as in the camera. So we're going to start out with that EF, or non-contact voltage tester. So if I come here, you're going to see that comes on. I can come over to this white wire. I'm getting a beep, but I've got a green light, but it's still beeping. Same thing, I can go back here to my actual Romex coming in. I'm on that neutral side right there. I get 0 beep. I'm coming over to the other side. I've got a beep now. So it's actually a fairly decent non-contact voltage tester in the way that I like them. Because again, that's why I like the Santronics. I can come here. I've got a beep. I've got that red light. I can come over here. It's not sensitive enough that I'm on that neutral without any power, and I'm not getting a beep. So I can kind of go even that small amount away, and it's kind of not detecting. That's the sensitivity I prefer. Not many non-contact voltage testers are like that, but this one's actually not too bad because again, I'm there. I am getting a beep on this, but I got a green light. But now again, with this one, I can go and actually check voltages. I can't do that with that non-contact voltage tester. So that works fairly well. So now if I press that again, get into that live mode. So again, now I can find out it's not a non-contact voltage tester. So like right now, I'm not getting a beep. But if I come up here where I have actual voltage, I don't know if this lead's going to be long enough with that on there. Let me take this off and come inside of here. You're going to see I'm going to get that red. And it's going to say live. I'm not hitting it right. There you go. Same thing, I can come down here to the actual receptacle and kind of touch it on the side. And I'm going to get that live. And the OL, the beeping. So it's essentially allowing you to actually physically test with a lead if you have voltage without having the other one hooked up. I think that that's a pretty nice feature as well. And again, I don't have anything here to be able to test that one. So that's all of it in that side. Now if I go into the auto mode, I'm going to put on this lead. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that red piece off. So again, if I'm in auto, I've got a battery here. I'm going to put that on. And hopefully I can do this all holding the battery. And then also go here, it should say DC. So 1.5, and you can see DC up there. So now I'm DC. Well, what if I want to swap over and now go to AC? I'm going to go in here and get this. It's a tamper-proof receptacle, so sometimes it's a little hard, especially around a camera, to get in that. 121.1 volts AC. Didn't have to push a button, didn't have to do anything. I could go straight from DC over to AC, and then I think you can also do, yeah, you can do resistance that way too, so there's continuity in that auto mode without selecting. So that's basically pretty nice, because if you're going back and forth, which I don't really do all that often, that allows you to do that without having to cycle through a bunch of stuff. Or I can press that and go directly into DC, directly into AC, and I'd get that same result if I went to the battery or went to the receptacle. So the next thing that you have up here is microfarads or capacitance. This is one of the places where it works, and I'm really glad that it has it, because that's one of the places where I would use this. If I crawl into somebody's crawl space or attic and I'm checking out a furnace or something like that, and then I go outside to check a condenser and this is what's on me and there's a capacitor in there, this is one of those things that would be nice to have without having to go back and get my other meter. So if I've got that on here, I'm going to go from common to Herm, which this is a 45. And you'll notice it takes a little while. So you have to actually hold it there. I don't know. We'll see how many seconds. There's a little bit of a delay, and then it will beep. or not beep, but blink, and it's at 46.19. So that amount of time is the only thing, and as long as you know it and you leave it on there, because if I came over here and I did that, I'd be like, oh, this one's dead, it's bad. You'd replace it, but there's actually nothing wrong. Same thing if we go from common to fan. This one's a 5. You'll have to hold it on there for just a slight minute. You'll see it blink, and then it goes to 5. So you got to take that in consideration and know that, you know, I need to leave it on there for 10 seconds or whatever it is, you know, versus if I go over here to my fluke and put that on common to fan and get to where you can see my fluke over there. You'll see that 5.1 comes up pretty much instantly. No delay. Same thing, I can go over here, you know, 45.3, that fast. Compare that to however long it takes this pen here. At least double, if not triple, before it actually gives you that rating. So it's nice that it has it. I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked, in all honesty, that a little pen like this has that on there, but you do have to take in consideration that it is a little bit slower than that of the flukes or whatever else you might have. So then you click it. Next is basically resistance, continuity, same thing that I just showed you in auto mode. And then there is the temperature and Celsius and Fahrenheit again. So capacitance works. The non-contact voltage tester is fairly decent. The capacitance, like I said, is a little bit slow. The auto mode is kind of nice if you're going to use it. I'm probably always still going to just cycle to AC because that's what I'm typically going to be using it for. So again, this is a tamper-proof receptacle. You've got different leads in there that you could use. Let's see if this pen goes in there very well. Let's see if I can get a reading. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Actually, I'm not on voltage, so that would help. I'm going to go to auto. I'm not in there with this particular lead. This receptacle right here is super hard to get into. If any of you have tried getting your meter leads, this would actually go. It's just this actual tamper-proof receptacle is pretty hard to get. So again, I'm typically going to always come inside somewhere in my box if I can and do this anyways. There's 120.9 volts. You can see that there. I'm only going to do this so I can show you the voltage on my fluke. We'll see if there's much difference. So 120.9. Because I can't get my fluke inside of this right here either, so it's the same difference. I've got two different leads here, so let's see. Fluke lead, 120.9 was the, and 121.3. So a little difference. Which one's right? Nobody knows. It could very well be this one and not my fluke. Most people would think, well, surely the fluke is because it's more expensive and all those things, but essentially, it's close enough for what I typically use it for. And overall, coming in at 26 bucks, I feel like it's a pretty good value. It is definitely not the most robust thing in the world. I mean, it feels very much like a non-contact voltage tester. So I don't know how long it would last if you dropped it a big awful bunch and all those kinds of things like that. It's not super robust. These things right here, these stickers are only like halfway on. That's going to drive me crazy. So I can already tell you that I'm going to take those off. They do come off fairly easy in case that's something you want to do. I just wanted to leave them on there whenever I filmed this video because I wanted you to see it, you know, just like you're going to get it. Will it fit my SC45? So definitely, again, pretty much the same size as that non-contact voltage tester. So if I push it into the front side, it basically goes down to that point right there. I might swap it over to the inside. And then, of course, I have to find something to do with this test lead. I'm going to put that tip back on the black. So this one, again, is much shorter than some of my other leads as well. So I can actually just tuck this in the front as well and keep that in there. I don't know that this is where I'm going to keep it, but again, just to show you to the point that it is something that I can easily add to the SC45 and have plenty of room for the lead and the, you know, pen multimeter as well. But that is the Aneng 3008 Mini Pen Multimeter. You guys can let me know in the comments below. Several of you suggested it to me, so I know some of you like it for sure. You guys can let me know in the comments below who haven't suggested it, or you're watching this video and you have one. Maybe you had bad results with one. Maybe something else happened. Let us know what that is in the comments below. As always, I hope this video was helpful. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.